Barely a week after Ukraine invasion by Russia, Georgia submitted an application to accede to the EU following Ukraine and Moldova. Now, it was very publicly announced that Ukraine had applied for this status. Most people did not know that Georgia has applied for it, and so has Moldova. Georgia wants eventual EU membership. The problem with this is Georgia will have to give up its territorial tax system more than likely if they get EU membership. I don't know of any country that has a territorial tax system in the EU right now. So, if you're thinking about getting residency in Georgia, you might want to think twice about it, because I think you're going to have a problem with that. Now, what I don't understand is, why is Georgia, wanting to have less big government, but then they join the EU? They did the right thing by basically getting their taxes down real low and then come out with a territorial tax system. But now they've done the opposite. Now they're joining the EU. And I don't know if they're really aware of, I'm sure they are, that more than likely they're going to lose their status that they've been wanting all the time, which is less government. I can't figure out why they're doing this. They're moving in the opposite direction now. But Georgia does have a lot better rule of law than it used to have. It used to have really bad corruption like Ukraine had. In fact, there was actually recently the EU got on them pretty bad on Georgia, because somebody had a radio show and they said something bad about the government, and they threw his butt in jail. And the EU clamped down on them and said, look, if you want EU membership, you've got to have freedom of speech. That's one thing that I will have to say that I do like about the EU is they're trying to get away from all this dictatorship that a lot of these Eastern Bloc countries were used to having. And Georgia still has it in their system. So, there is somewhat of a lack of freedom there, because they're still trying to break through this freedom of speech there. But I think Georgia will eventually do it because they want this EU membership. Now, Georgia was ranked 7th globally according to the World Bank in 2019 on the Ease of Doing Business Index. So that's some good news there. Anyone who has lived in Georgia for 10 years can apply for the citizenship after being resident there for just about the whole time. Now, by getting this passport, you can visit countries like Europe, Turkey, Iran, the UAE, and Thailand. And Thailand is one of the few countries, in fact, even St. Kitts doesn't have visa-free travel to Thailand. Thailand is a very difficult country to get the visa-free travel there, but you do have it with that passport. And you can also go to Central Asia and South America visa-free or visa-free on arrival. Now, Georgia used to did not allow dual citizenship. They do allow dual citizenship now, which is real nice. And they do have visa-free travel to the passport holders can go to the Schengen countries. Now, the problem with this is it's going to take you about 10 years before you can apply for the passport. And you're also going to have to pass a language test, because Georgia has a language that it's a unique language, and it's pretty tough to learn, but you're going to have proficiency in that language to be able to get the passport. And I see so many people that don't get the citizenship because they don't learn the language. Now, Georgia does have a visa-free travel to countries and territories of 120. St. Kitts, to give you an example, I always like to use St. Kitts as a golden standard, because it really has, I think, the best passport in the world. If you look at visa-free travel, taxes across the board on everything. But let's do a comparison. St. Kitts has 162 countries that you can go to visa-free or visa-free on arrival. These are countries and territories. Georgia, again, has 120. So you're looking at roughly about 42 more countries that you can go to with the St. Kitts passport. Also, Georgia does have a tax inside the country, but not outside the country now. But if they get the EU membership, that's going to be a problem. They're going to end up probably losing that tax-free status on income that's made outside the country. St. Kitts doesn't tax income inside the country or outside the country. These are the two benefits I like when you do a comparison on this. I'll be honest with you, if you're looking at just going to Georgia and you're going there for residency purposes, and you're not thinking about getting the citizenship, that's fine. But I will tell you this, more than likely, if you got a big business and you build it up, you're going to be pretty pissed off if it gets EU membership and then you're taxed on your worldwide income and you've got a business that's making a lot of money outside the country, so it's a big thing when you end up having to set up a business somewhere else all over again. You got to hire new workers because a lot of times they won't go with you when you move again. My whole thing is look at the flag theory on our website, pick countries, get citizenship in those type of countries, because you want to get countries that you're going to be residing in also getting the passport. If you're not doing this, you're going to be making a bad mistake. You're going to find out in a lot of cases what happens is people that don't get citizenship get barred out of a lot of business opportunities that only citizens have. All kinds of problems that you run into when you don't get citizenship in that country. And if you're going to get residency, you know, if I had to advise you, I would tell you if I was going to pick a country in Europe that I wanted to get residency by investment with the citizenship down the road, don't pick Georgia. I would pick Ireland over Georgia. Ireland has a lot more visa-free countries. It's an English-speaking country. There's no language test. Why would you want to pick Georgia if you're trying to get eventual passport and citizenship over Ireland? I don't understand. I mean, it doesn't make sense to me. And Ireland, literally, it doesn't have what's called a territorial tax system, but in essence, it really does because it has a non-dom system that you can literally control your taxes about the amount of money that you bring into the country. Anyway, folks, if you want to learn more on this, go to our website, www.citizenshipquickly.com, and just ask for some help. And I would like to hear from you. If you got a question or comment, just put it below. And folks, don't forget to hit the subscribe button at the right of your screen right here, and you get new videos automatically as they come out. And I look forward to talking to you on the next video. Take care.